color analysis is a scam.
Fashion, it's art expression, right? There's no rules to it.
Singaporeans, like, they have no dress sense at all. Hi everybody, my name is Roy. Welcome to Under the Sun, where we talk about literally anything and everything under the sun. Today we have a very, very special guest with us here today. She is Gwen, the founder of style consultant as well as color analyst. Okay, so Gwen is an expert in fashion, having been in the industry for over 10 years. Let's welcome Gwen!
Hi everyone. So what I usually do for my clients is that to help them to look good, feel great about their image.
Okay, so before we begin today's interview officially, right, tell me what you think about my outfit for today. Yeah, I know I'm seated down, but just now you saw. Go ahead, roast me.
Okay, I like that you keep it light. Okay, because looking at you, I have pre-diagnosis of you. Okay, the colors, light colors generally fits you. You put on this darker color blouse, right?
Yeah,
I think
like a shirt.
it can be better
Okay.
in terms of like the tone of color. This is a little bit warm, I would say.
Oh, okay, so it's a bit too warm for my skin tone.
Yes.
Okay, so Gwen, maybe you can tell us a bit more about your experience, like how you came to this job.
Okay, so I started off as a fashion photographer, and that's what I studied as an advanced diploma in fashion photography. And then I got a chance to go to Shanghai to be a photographer for this multi-luxury brand company.
Can we know what brand it is?
It's called Ethos. Okay, they actually carry similarly like a brand in Singapore like Club 21. They carry multi-label brands then. And then from there, I actually kind of got bored with the job. I feel that there wasn't advancement. So I talked to my boss then and I asked her like, oh, can I, other than fashion photography, can I do something else like styling? Because fashion photography, you do have a lot of interactions with like clothing, bags and everything. And I realized that actually I am intrigued with that more. So I was like thinking, how about styling then? Then that's how, then she was like, okay, why not? Okay, you can plan it. And then I did workshops with the company, with like their VIP clients. And then I realized that, wow, okay, with like the information or like the experience that I had, right, that I can help them to feel more confident about like their dressing.
So basically, what you see is like styling is like a method that you can actually help someone feel more confident, and that's the reason why you sort of like delve deeper into it as well.
Yes.
I cannot really find any sort of like very black and white answer as to if you need to go for a certain course or you need to go for a certain certification to be considered an image stylist or like to be considered like a color analyst. So like for you, what sort of like programs did you have to go through in order to like do this job in Singapore?
Yeah, so I came into Singapore and I thought like I should actually improve myself. So that's where I enrolled into this style coaching. It's from London. And then that's how I got to know that, more about color analysis. But besides color analysis, it's also about image, like knowing your body shape, knowing your style personality. So that's where I realized that with this three information, right, it's very helpful when it comes to like styling my clients, like bringing them to do personal shopping, clearing their wardrobes, eliminating the pieces out of them, because like they may think that, oh, this actually suits me, or let's just say their wardrobe, it's always mostly in black.
Yes,
I believe.
Correct. If it was not for the interview for today, I'll be in black as well.
Yeah, so that's where we realized that, okay, we need to educate our clients that it's not just about black that helps you to look slimmer, for example, or to help you look better, but there's also other colors you can plan it strategically.
So did you have to like fly all the way to London for the course, or was it like there's like a division in Singapore?
Yeah, so thank God back then, because I was really young, I was like, I think 26, so I didn't have like thousands of dollars to really just fly off to London. So thank God that there was like programs that they brought it into Singapore. Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to like style and color analysis, right? What do you think is like one of the biggest challenge towards like doing it in Singapore? Like, do you find it hard? Like, you need to educate people about the importance of it?
Yeah, I would say it's a yes and no. Yes, in the sense that we thought that there'll be a lot of people who knows about it, right? Because it's on TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. But there was once I went for a wedding show, and that was when we were asking the couples and say that, oh, like, have you heard of color analysis? No. So I was like, oh, okay. So that's why I was like, all right, so let's do a simple introduction about what color analysis is. And then when we did the colors on them, then they were like, oh, this is interesting. Like, I never thought how colors can work for me in terms of like the undertone or the different seasons. Like the 4 seasons that we know is actually like on the colors
It
that
can be
is suitable for
translated
us.
into
Yes.
like your color, your own personal color analysis,
colors,
right?
yeah, that you're like categorized into like the seasons in that sense.
Was it like an aha moment for the people that you spoke to at the event? Like they were like, oh, okay, actually I realized that maybe my makeup should be in a different sort of like color tone, etc.
Yeah, so it's quite an educational thing for them as well. Like they have never thought about it. Like because, for example, we have a lot of customers coming to us like, oh, I think I'm a warm tone, right? Because I'm quite tan or my skin is darker. But I always tell them that it's not true because we did like people who have like darker skin and realize that they are cool tones as well.
Ah,
So
okay. So you can
that's
be tan, you can be tanner in your skin tone, but you can also be cool tone at the same time.
Yes, so that's the misconception. So all the other ones that I've heard is like going to hair salons. So when they see you like in tan skin, they're like, oh yeah, a warm tone, you suit yellowish hair better, like copper. These are the typical colors. And that was when we did one training before also for a hair salon. And that was what we hear a lot from the hairdresser. I was
Like their diagnosis.
yeah, so that's why I was like, okay, so we have to kind of do some re-educate on that as well.
I've been on the forums and I think some people on Reddit also mentioned like color analysis is a scam. Like what do you think about this notion?
I would say when it comes to doing colors, right, no doubt it works because all of our clients, when they sit in front of the mirror, they do see how the clients reflect on them. But if you say if it's a scam, right, it's because like I always tell people that there is what naturally suits you, that's a style, and what fashion is. Okay, fashion, it's art expression, right? There's no rules to it. So people may think that people who are into fashion, they think that stop pigeoning me into stop having me into stop
Like
me myself into a
pigeonhole.
pigeonhole. Okay, of like the colors that I should wear. I just want to wear the colors I like and represent like my so-called style preference. So probably that scam came about because like people who are into fashion, they just don't want to be
Restricted?
restricted into like that certain colors.
Okay, so you definitely don't feel like it's a scam lah.
It's so hard to say it's a scam because everybody do sees the difference of like the colors that appears on them.
Okay, so when it comes to color analysis, right, do you feel like there's a difference in the interpretation for like stylists from let's say Korea, China versus like Singapore?
Could be clients, right? They come to us and they told us that they have done theirs before, but they're not really convinced. This whole color analysis, it came from the US 40 years ago. So they are always talking about the harmony. When we talk about harmony, is that we're able to see you and the color at the same time.
So harmony in a sense like how the different colors come together on you. Like how they all blend nicely.
So there are 2 things that we are always looking at. Most importantly, firstly is of course your undertone, cool and warm tone. The other one it's on what we call the contrast, which is on your facial features. So if you realize, for example, this we talk about color black, right? It's pretty a strong color. Let's just say we have 2 people, one that has a feature that it's very gentle, very soft. All right, and then the other one that has a very prominent feature. Okay, so you put a strong color on someone that has a soft feature, a gentle feature. What do you think? You will see the color more than you see the feature.
Yes,
right?
because the color is more contrasting, it stands out more, right?
Stands out more, right? So there's this question people always talk about, oh, black, is it a universal color? I would say no.
Oh no, should I stop wearing black?
Yeah, so black is not a universal color because of these circumstances, right? Whereby this person, if you put black on like someone that has soft feature again, it appears that this person is taking a back seat. You will see the color more. So it's like the color overwhelms the person.
The person is not like the standout in that look lah.
Yeah, so you will see the clothes more than you see the person. But I mean, for all of us, we want people to see us, right? It's not just on our clothing. So it's like there's still 2 kinds of compliment. Oh, I love what you're wearing. Where do you bought this from? And then people's eyes are always on the clothing.
Right.
And versus the other compliment, hey, you look so good today, Roy. Like your aura, your presence with like the whole entire outfit, it looks so good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so which of that compliment would you want to have?
I think definitely you would hope that people compliment you as opposed to like the clothes that you're wearing, right?
Yes. So that's why I would say like black is not for everybody.
What are some of like the biggest challenges you have faced, or maybe like a very interesting sort of like client experience that you have encountered?
I ever had this client before I know, okay, of her age. So I was just talking to her. She looks really young, and so I was assuming that she's probably in like maybe polytechnic, right?
Ah, okay, okay.
And so I was just curious. I said, "Oh, how do you got to know about us?" And like, I got to know from TikTok. So, oh, okay. And so, are you like studying, right? She's like, "Yeah, I'm studying." I said, "Oh, what school is that?" Then she told me this particular secondary school. I was like, "Wait, okay. So, how are you again?" I'm 14.
Oh my
So I was like,
god.
oh right, okay. So I mean, she paid for herself to come for the color analysis and style consulting. So I mean, it's all for different ages, I would say.
What is like one of the more nightmarish sort of like client experience that you had?
This client of ours, she came in. Um, she told me that, oh, I've done like two color analysis before already.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, why did you want to come over to do again, like for the third time? She was like, I wasn't convinced with like what they said. Yeah, like some of the colors works, but I would say most of the colors didn't work. So I would say it's yes, the color was a little bit different, and but then she was also like uh wanting us to really like explain in details of like why is it working for her on the colors that we do and why not the other one.
Also, so the colors that you presented to her was a little bit different from the palette that was presented to the previous stylist lah.
Yes, it's also a confidence thing for her as well. I could see her when she came in, right? She wasn't confident about it, so I had to do a little bit of coaching,
Pep talk.
pep talk. Yeah, to address some of the issues that she had. And I think that made me realize that again, like this job is more than just looking good outwardly, but it's also inwardly, like how do they feel about themselves, that they are willing to use the information that that they receive to in their future like image, in that sense, that help them to boost their confidence just bit by bit every single day. So usually our consultation takes about 2 hours. So with that client, it took me about 3.5 hours, and I didn't dare to go to the toilet at all, even if I was urgent, because it was it was kind of a bit intense in the sense of like the issues that they were facing and all. So I was just like full focus on the person, and it can be quite. I mean, I would say a little bit draining because it's 100% focused on a client each time. Yeah. So after that, it was like after I closed the door, I had this.
Then how about you just like
Yeah, like I just did all my kung fu to this person, and like, okay, I need some rest right now.
as a stylist, as a style coach, okay, you are probably always like very well dressed most of the time. What do you usually wear on your off days? Help us visualize a little bit.
Depending where I go to, but I always make sure that I look appropriate. Like in case you never know, if you meet your clients outside and you're in like your pajamas, I think it's not the best way
Okay,
to see.
let's say if we are just going down to like a nearby coffee shop to buy food.
Okay, I will at least put some basic makeup. If I
Wow.
don't, if let's say I'm not feeling well, then I'll just put on a mask. Yeah, so I have this partner. So she was telling me that it can be a bit challenging sometimes to upkeep that image. So a tip for anybody is that maybe just do a bit of like basic makeup, maybe at least concealer, and then just put on a mask.
So it's a bit like those like celebrities paparazzi look. Like they always wear the mask, then they wear big specs, and then they have a cap on top.
And you still look stylish, right?
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I think that really comes with your job lah. I don't think that's something that I can keep up with.
Okay, my friends always tell me that. Okay, to me, I think that it's dressing down, but they always tell me that this is dressing up. Like you look better than any one of us that is like thinking that it's just a normal meetup, like just at coffee shop, for example.
Yeah.
I was still, to them, is that I was still dressed up.
You're not dressing up to a kopitiam, you're dressing up to a cafe brunch.
Like cafe brunch, yes. I was like, oh really? I was like, okay, it didn't occur to me.
The local fashion scene, like, is it as bad as some critics would say?
I think Singapore has improved a lot, especially because of like social medias, online. People are more present on social medias, right? And therefore they are more into their looks as well. So
like more aware lah.
They're more aware, yeah. Like I mean, people of my age or even younger, I would say when in Orchard Road, they will still dressed up appropriately. It's not just flip flops anymore. I don't really see slippers around unless maybe they're staying around the area.
Because you haven't seen me in Orchard Road.
So I'm probably you stay around the area, right?
No, 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 no.
Yeah. So like I would say that at least they are still quite decently dressed. Yeah, but one of the challenges that I see in Singapore fashion scene is that also for the designers, right? They have to think about designing pieces that it's more for the climate.
Yes, oh my god.
Right? Even if let's say, you look good, like I think that like dressing up for fall, winter, you can do layerings, you can do different stuff on ourselves. But when it comes to like Singapore, there's only summer, right? And it's either maybe at most will be something like what you're wearing.
Yeah, it's so hard.
Right? It's very hard to upkeep with that style sometimes.
The climate really makes it very difficult for us to dress up, even if we want to.
So some way to go about it is like accessories. I think guys these days are more vain. So when I recommend like say accessories for them, when I say accessories like including our bags, shoes, some little details as well. It could be like even brooch as well for guys.
For most of us, how do we decipher whether we should be wearing silver or gold accessories? Maybe you can use me as an example.
Okay. Of course, we will always encourage them to come to our studio to do analysis because it's more accurate with like the lights, the different colors that we have. But just a general idea, that will be one. It's looking at your veins.
Okay.
Okay. If let's say your veins, right, it's showing more bluish and purplish tone. Okay.
I cannot see my vein, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a lot of people always tell us that I don't know, I can't really tell. Okay. I mean from you, okay, from your face as well, right? I do see that you flush, right? Usually when it flushes in pink, it's usually more of a cool tone.
So silver.
Silver.
Okay,
So
great.
when we talk about like pinkish, you can see a lot of pinkish tone on a person, right? Usually it veers towards the silver. But if this person don't really flush, you see, even if maybe this person flushes, it's like peachy.
Okay. Peachy versus pinkish. Okay.
Yeah, so peachy, that belongs to more of like warm tone. And then in terms of veins, you will see more greenish veins as
sort
well.
of veins.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's great. That means I've been buying the right accessories. Because accessories are a bit expensive these days. Especially when you buy like better quality ones, right? You really want it to last a longer time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting. People are interested to be a style coach or like a color consultant, how do they go about reaching out to you or like going about this process?
Yeah, so we are looking into an expansion because there is a growing demand on color analysis. And of course, we do more than that. So people are wanting to come into this business as well. So we actually working on the courses for people that wants to learn on like say even if it's for personal itself as well, a more in depth. We are looking into that as well. So if let's say anybody is interested, you can always write into us.
Hit her up.
Yeah, come to our Instagram, DM us as well, and we will share with you more information about that.
But like for example, if we want to be like a professional style coach or color analyst, right? Currently in Singapore, is there like a certification that you need to go for before you can actually practice it, or it's still largely like from overseas companies or like institutions?
Yeah, so we do provide that. I mean, we are like I said, we are gonna have this program because right now we do have a team of stylists trained by myself. So that's where people can come to our company. You don't have to be like say certified in any ways, but at least you need to have interest in fashion, right? Wanting to help people to look good as well. At least these two, to be able to pick up what we teach faster, or to have all this knowledge, because sometimes it's not just only what we train, but also we will want people to also have their own interest of like finding out more information on how they can actually provide better services to people. Yeah.
What do you think is like one of your biggest takeaway through this whole process?
I was a solopreneur. Doing this business, and as the business grew, I realized that partners are also important as well. Yeah. So for myself, it's that one-man show can only do that much. But with a team, you're able to do more. Yeah, so that's where I realized that teamwork is important, or to have people that fits into different specialization of what they're good at. So like for myself, I do more of like trainings. I do more of like the talks, and I do have like my partners that goes into like the sales. Yeah, so I would say, yeah, pretty much that you need to know where to find the right people for the right positions. Yeah.
Which can be a challenge sometimes as well.
Yes.
Any
But thank God,
experience?
but thank God that I really have great partners that I work with. Of course, we do have our own little arguments about how we want to run the business, and I think also it's important, right, that as business owners, is that we have to learn how to pivot. I mean, this time, it's not really the best economy, as in this year wise, right? It's not that great. So it's important that we have to learn to pivot along the way. Yeah, like when our customers share their stories, and after the session, like how it actually gives them a better view of like what they can be better, especially because women, right, we always like to have betterment. For guys, it's very interesting. It's goal oriented.
Oh, okay.
Like for example,
Finding a date.
Yeah, finding a date. It's for a promotion, like, or for example, it could be because my wife asked me to do so.
Oh, do you have a lot of those cases? Like the wife will drag the husband here to do?
Yes, we do have quite a bit, or even send their husband down to like coming for this session as well.
Okay, so for all the wives out there, if you want to send your husbands down, you can also do that, okay? I think it's been really insightful to hear a little bit more about what, the whole color analysis and style consulting job is all about. For those of you who are interested in any of Gwen's services, you can always look up Styleforth on Instagram and TikTok as well.
TikTok, yes, you can find us on TikTok as well.
Yeah, so we'll leave the socials below, and feel free to hit her up. Also, if you're looking to be a stylist, you can also reach out to them. Alright, so thank you everybody for today, and I will see you guys the next time. Thanks, Gwen. Thank you.